Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 16 Quarterfinals. pvcpipe, Gotham team going at it again. Last match was pretty much a slaughter. With me here still Otto on Bismarck, still copless.
Hello.
Oh,
First banning out the Space Cowboy Enigma really is something that's weighing on their minds on the pvcpipe team, it seems. Gotham team banning out the exact same heroes again, which I don't think really is going to help, really is not going to avail them much at all if they don't just, first pick the Spirit Breaker themselves, because, you get rid of those two heroes nominally to get rid of pvcpipe, right? But, he still had a game last time anyway, so it didn't do
They're
anything.
gonna first phase Spirit Breaker. Here it comes.
No, they're gonna first pick on the Gotham team, they're gonna first pick the Undying this time. Which, I mean, it's like, yeah, just pick the Spirit Breaker. I don't think anybody on this team plays Snapfire. Is the only problem with that.
Tahoro plays Snapfire a lot.
Oh, there we go. She plays Snapfire a lot, but not in this season. Perhaps is a better way to put that.
I think she might even be level 25 Snapfire.
the Spirit Breaker.
Been making, for the most part, a concerted effort to not pick comfort heroes on the Poho this time, but apparently this game will be an exception. And this time they're not going to let Code Line face a million bans. They're going to just run the PA as early as humanly possible. It is just a shame that they decided to pick what is undoubtedly, one of the weakest heroes in this meta, and probably his weakest hero as a player on this,
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I know Juggernaut into the Spirit Breaker is kind of an awkward and unseemly matchup for the guy, but I think that almost certainly would have just been a better pick for him. Already, we haven't even seen what's come out next yet, and I'm already worried about how this PA game is going to go.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's...
naturally builds Silver Edge as well, so...
Yeah, I just don't think PA is a very good 8 pick. As strong as 8 pick is, I just don't think it's a very good one. There's just far, far too many heroes that are just going to be able to make her not have a game. And it's not even, great into the 2 heroes we already have on the board. Snapfire is going to spend a lot of team fights just completely out of the range of engagement of PA, and Spirit Breaker is going to ignore any evasion she has, going to be able to charge away if she doesn't just basically crit one-shot him, and is, as mentioned, going to be able to build the Silver Edge, so... Banning out the Viper this time, which isn't surprising because it's completely unpickable in this game. For
it's banned by the
TPC.
team that picked it, though.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Well, like I said, just completely unpickable this game. Like, if you run Viper in this game on Team PvC, you're just gonna get trashed, basically.
10 seconds remaining.
If you want a really good example of a hero that's just gonna get one-shot by PA at 15 minutes, here's one.
No, if she's broken.
Yeah, there you go. Not if she's broken, so just simply get the break. Yep. Simply get the break juice on PA, and then hope she forgets she can jump to you.
Just put it on yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Just throw it on yourself and hope to God that she doesn't remember she has daggers.
Yeah, can't crit that shit.
Pudge gun, OD gun, Rubik gun on Team Gotham. Looking quite a bit. It's funny, PvC team banned 2 things in the Slizzy pool, between the Clinks and the Viper, and Gotham team banned out the OD, so Slizzy must be crying right now. Witch Doctor coming out. They've traded supports from the last game. The Witch Doctor here is interesting. It's a good compliment to the Snapfire, even if the stun is fairly unreliable, in the way that Cask can potentially keep a lot of people kind of locked up for the Snap ult, and Maledict goes well with Snapfire's high alpha damage, decently long cooldown type kit. So in the mid-game, you should be seeing, Maledict, Cookie, Shotgun, Spear Breaker Charge, somebody dies. At least ideally.
I quite like Sand King here.
You like
the
Sand King
Dire
in
team.
every game.
A Sand King with the Ags, though, is really good against channeled heroes.
That's true.
You could just randomly counter the Witch Doctor.
Which team?
Gotham team, I
Oh,
believe.
Yeah, but the issue is that the Spellbreaker has like the stun reduction, just charges Sand King, and then he's on top of him. It's like, what you gonna do?
My Lincoln Sphere.
As simple as.
They currently only have Witch Doctor that has a point cast.
10 seconds remaining.
Target cast.
Well, you can probably assume a Snapfire is going to be support. It is most likely
but
you're also going to be
this
seeing
is
like
keep
Boix
up.
stuff come out.
So like, how would stunning him?
I just don't like this Scarif either. It didn't do anything last game, and I don't think it would do anything this game.
Yeah, it's just into the Spirit Breaker again. Again, it's in the same situation where it's like, if Skywrath gets the jump on any of these guys, he can do a lot to them. But how many jumps did Skywrath get on these guys in the last game? Really none, basically.
But they've got no stuns for the ult. Well, I suppose that's a stun, but you really want the damage done before the ult.
I think,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a stun. You're not gonna Reaper someone that's not already dead, basically.
Yeah.
they do have a million slows, so there's that at the very least. If you're moving at 1 move speed to try and get out of the Skywrath Mage ult, that's functionally the same thing as being stunned in it. Unless you're talking about like Force Staff breaking you out of it. If nothing else, again, it's a very good combo with the Necro. Just being able to magic damage amp the Necro, let the especially, the magic damage
This is a
amp
great
scythe.
Jug pick right now for Radiant.
Probably, yeah.
Like Jug, Witch Doctor into a Necrophos is just a free lane.
Everybody on Dire probably at least secretly wishing a little bit they had just ran the jug themselves and not been in the scary situation that they're in now. Which, I mean, so far, again, outside of the Spirit Breaker specifically, who's going to be more annoying than deadly, really looking just like it would have been an awesome jug game. That doesn't hurt either. I mean, they wouldn't have picked all this stuff in a jug, but...
The hell?
I mean, it's like FDP is like a weird one because like it can blow up every hero in the other team, but if the PA goes on top of you, then you're very sad.
Yeah, the PA is in the very awkward situation where it's just these two-way encounters of instant kills. It's like PA can kind of one-shot everybody on the Radiant, and then everybody on the Radiant can also kind of one-shot PA. It's something Necro really doesn't like to see. Necro's real desire, the real thing that Necro wants in life is longer, sort of sustained fights. Lower alpha damage, longer term DPS. Zeus does as far from that as possible, basically. He's just, he's going to do 1,000,000 damage to you in a quarter of a second, and he's also, I mean, if the Witch Doctor and the Snapfire had not already done enough good of job at that, he's just going to make his W a death sentence. He's just not going to be able to hit that without just popping like a tomato instantly. Combos nicely with the Witch Doctor as well. There's definitely going to be points in this game where it's like, you can just get a kill on somebody by just Witch Doctor Maledict, Zeus hit ult, and like some small amount of follow-up. That's it.
Are we thinking the Necro's offlaner or is it mid?
Probably offlane.
It's big boiler company.
Yeah.
He plays that hero a lot.
DP knocked out. PL Sniper.
So we're looking for a carry and a mid, probably.
Yeah, carry for Radiant mid for the...
They let the CK through again.
They're just gonna run it back twice?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't see why not.
Surely they're just gonna meme us all. They're just gonna pick CK for Big Boiler Croy and then have Gotham go mid on Necro. Gotham also plays mid a lot. I'm just being optimistic here. Surely that's what's gonna happen.
At least the Necro's good against CK this game.
Yeah, that's true. Necro's good against the CK. None of the other heroes really are, though. That's kind of the problem.
Remaining.
PA can hypothetically slip out of his grasp, but she really can't kill him.
5 seconds.
And everyone else is not good against CK.
I don't know, I'd just pick CK here.
Nope.
Sand King, there's the
They
Sand
heard your
King.
suggestion. They're going with Sand King.
Yeah, but they've had Zeus in the against them already, so it's
Yeah,
like,
no, it's a
kinda
terrible
already
Sand
counted.
King game. It's like bad in so many ways. I don't like him against Spirit Breaker. I don't like him against Zeus. I'm not even really that big of a fan of him against the Snapfire because not only can she shoot things into your sandstorm, but she's also good at helping somebody who's not her get out of the Sand King pool of crap.
Isn't Spirit Breaker like so good against Sand King too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
need
first
him
one I
to-
mentioned, Copless. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
You see, this is why I do that really offensive, stereotypical impression of you all the time on stream.
What, is it because I'm drunk most of the time?
Well, that's part of it.
Alcoholic.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
Understandable. I don't know, I feel like they CK or Jug here. Anything else is a bit of a grief.
Yeah, I mean, this is like outside of the PA specifically, which is kind of an ungodly pause 1 to pause 1 matchup for him. This is almost God's gift to Jug games, and the PA is like so well taken care of otherwise. They griefed themselves.
I don't like the void pick.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I still-
about this void pick.
I
So
still think the Radiant's lineup's a lot better.
Yeah,
it's the same exact story as the Gotham lineup in the last game with that kind of pick, where it's like that combos well with what they already have on the board. Faceless Void plus Snapfire is awesome. Faceless Void,
It's
Witch
not
Doctor,
just
awesome.
Chrono in this game though.
Yeah.
Time dilation is really good against Necro.
Well, the problem is like he's going to he's in a position where so much of the fight, because he's a hero like Void against a bunch of alpha damage and a bunch of guys who have things like the Ghost Shroud, which in fairness is still kind of a you instantly die situation. He's Faceless Void who has to do Chronospheres while knives are being thrown at him. He's in a spot where the Chronosphere is going to be determining like most of his impact in fights, which is slightly unfortunate to be in.
I don't think so. Like, if he gets a BKB, he's like pretty.
If he gets a BKB, he takes 7,000 damage the first time PA throws a knife at him, and you're still in the same boat. And hey, you can hit Q, and then she just does it again, because it's a shorter cooldown than you got.
As in Stifling Dagger.
Yes.
I'm fairly sure the cooldown's the same if you take the talent.
Well, there you go. She can keep the barrage of knives going, Undying can keep stealing your strength, and you have no real clear way to get that back. Any kind of silence that falls on your head and you're dead, and they got one of those, and... I don't know, in my head, I'm just getting this. I'm just seeing this vision of the mist of Faceless Void hits ult on Necro when he's got his Ghost Shroud up and just sits there and stares at him. In my head, I'm just seeing these visions of the Faceless Void valiantly charging into the battle, and then the knife falls in his face, and the tombstone's around him, and he just has to back away at a really awkward time and watch his team die. Feel like there's a lot. Now that is going to take some execution factor on the Gotham side, and that has been so far in this season, unfortunately for them, kind of their weak link. I definitely feel like there's a lot to just scramble a Void game. I think they overcomplicated this for themselves for really no good reason. There's just definitely simpler, lower risk, and more effective heroes in the pool to go for in this game.
The irony is, I think the Sand King would be good offlane in this game.
That's not where he's going to be going, more than likely.
Yeah, he's
I mean, they could be taking a flashback to GRAS Laboratory. Fantastic team there. Having Big
Yep.
Boy LaCroix take the Necro mid, but I kind of don't think that will be happening. Bohohoro going to be first blood both games, or what?
Yes.
Yep.
Jeez. Although the tankings gets done first now, so that's kind of sad.
That is awful. It's not sad, it's awful.
The equally sad news is that for their first blood kill there, they got it on the Undying, who's like the least useful person to have possibly gotten on, which is slightly unfortunate.
That's a lie. You can buy mangoes with that gold.
That's true, yeah, there we go.
mangoes.
But I bet you, okay, they actually are going to be running the Sand King at mid still, which is just ungodly for poor Gotham, who is inexplicably a Grandmaster Sand King somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Build.
Yeah, there we go.
But he doesn't have his courier at the secret shop.
Oh, Gotham washed him.
Maybe he's getting the crown first, or what the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty stupid thing to do there.
It helps with your right click damage at least.
You don't need right-click damage. He has like 60, 61 or 62 plus Quillen Blade. I think.
Yeah. And he's against us, so.
Lane phase is all over, starting out relatively slow here, which is not perhaps the most surprising thing. Both of these teams seem to be going for more of a team fight-based approach. Are likely not going to be going all in on their lane phase here. At the very least, this Necro and Skyrath Mage lane should be kind of nightmarish for these guys if they play it out right. Really do not have very good answers to that besides just get out. And if your only recourse to a lane is just repeatedly get out, that means you're not hitting creeps, which is not the best spot for Faceless Void to be. The good news is they can get out really easily, so these two don't have that much kill pressure. Bad news is that they're getting out also requires them to turn 360 degrees and walk away, as they used to say in the old games, in the old days.
Thing is, the Necro is just pushing the wave into him, so
He's going to give...
I would not really care if I was Void.
He's going to get the natural level advantage here. Problem is I think there's going to very potentially be a point in this game where Snapfire is going to go down. It's very potentially in this game going to be a situation where the Necro and the Skyrath are going to be able to dive the tower anyway, and at the very least force rotations into the lane. Speaking of rotations, Reflesky coming out to mid for the bottle refill here.
What the hell? Why the hell is there 2 levels in Caustic?
Man's a Grandmaster, Otto, come on.
Because there's no point going Sandstorm against Zeus, I guess. I think that's...
But there is, because the Sandstorm levels is for the DPS.
Yeah, no.
85 DPS.
Okay, it's actually justification.
Well, it might not necessarily be the truth, but I do think it is most likely he is just conscious about leveling the Sandstorm into the Zeus lane. While it might not be the right call to make from Gotham's perspective, I do believe it might be the one he is making. You can never assume everyone's just playing perfectly, you know?
I would never assume that.
Well, you kind of were. You were like, oh no, he would never avoid laning Sandstorm for that reason. That would be unthinkable. Matt.
Yeah, but that's not laning perfect. That's just
Oh man.
That's just basics.
Big Boy LaCroix. Turning that around, very low HP, getting another kill there.
That Skyrath is, I don't, like, why is he not pulling, like, constantly? The camp's unblocked.
Shout out to Space Cowboy, friend of the show.
Yeah.
That is a good question. If they just murder the Snapfire over and over and just ignore the Void, it's not really going to do them much good.
I mean, the thing is, they could be doing both. They murder the fucking Snapfire and then the Chain Pull, and the Faceless Void. He's no creeps and he's sad.
Yeah, I wasn't pretending that as two distinct options. I'm just saying that's what the status quo is right now. Is they're just kind of killing the
Yeah.
Snapfire over and over and not doing anything else. At the very least, if nothing else, Big Bull LaCroix has 3 assists and tied for the most last hits on the chart, though. Likely to get... Nope, they're not going to chase that out anymore.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Skywrath must have heard you, because he did pull. There you go.
I think the Zoo should go Eternal Shroud into E-Blade this game. That should be the Zeus build.
This should go away. Got him.
Is there any stacks being made on the Sand King's mid lane?
There's a bunch of stacks being made around Zeus. No stacks being made around the Sand King, not on the Dire side. But hey, look at these big stacks here, mamma mia. Look at all those health bars.
Oh, he's got 3 levels in stun. What the hell?
I don't know how he ever expects to farm neutral creeps.
Don't believe this.
Code line gonna take a spill here.
No levels in blur on the PA.
Well, yeah.
Evasion's overrated.
Once again, everything's slowing to a crawl here. Your ears didn't turn off, we just ran out of things to say. Skywrath's gonna secure double damage here. Going for Zeus. Do think this kill is fairly likely. Oh! Great dodge with the jump, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if that's intentional, but I'm gonna pretend that it was. That's very frustrating for the Skywrath. Oh. Nope. Oh, actually, yeah, that is just enough.
Under attack.
That is, yeah, legitimately about just enough after Magic Resist is factored in.
Jesus. That makes me so sad to watch.
Very aggressive, very aggressive dive there by the old Skywrath Mage. That's great. Problem is Void has now had like a minute and a half to just freely beat
level 6 on
it.
Necro, level 4 on Void.
Yeah, the Skywrath Mage has been spending a lot of time out of the lanes here, so.
Yeah, it's still level 4 on the Scaraf.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you get a solo kill on the enemy mid. Or at least what the game has deemed to be a solo kill. That was not, perhaps, the Sand King ult that Gotham wanted to use the second he hit 6. He probably, in his head, was hoping to do a lot more damage and kill the guy, but that's not how it happened.
The Sand King's doing pretty well in CS at least. But
This is what Code Line is doing 7 minutes into this game at level 4.
oh, that is sad.
The thing about the Sand King
Oh!
is
Unexpected
only
rotation
taking
coming out here.
lane creeps.
Bottom tower is under
I think that's something you really lose when you randomly just have your pause 1 pop out and go to the jungle, because Big Boy LaCroix was going to be a big factor in this team's success, and because literally nobody is at top, they've just sent Godlike Matt there to have a free lane and just eaten the Big Boy LaCroix, which is like a really bad situation for these guys.
He's still not got a level in blue. Oh, he's not actually leveled. Never mind.
Yeah. Gonna harass up the Faceless Void here. He does have his jump, but he's not gonna have it in time to actually get out of anything. Space Cowboy has called himself 2 teleports up to top. So he's given Necro some time to farm up a decent-sized stack that was sitting up here. It's also a bird. I don't know if you noticed. Sand King's got the Meteor Hammer.
One thing I would say is, as a big proponent of Meteor Hammer Sand King, this is a really bad Meteor Hammer Sand King game. The Zeus should cancel it every time.
What if he's not in the same lane as you? Oh, goodbye, PVC pipe.
But you get the meteor hammer to take the tier 1 mid.
Yeah, you get the meteor hammer, and then you ignore the T1 mid, and you just go hit this one or something. There you go, simple as.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
PVC pipe finding out the hard way that Spirit Breaker into Necro is like one of the worst P3 to P3 matchups imaginable. Legitimately, the Spirit Breaker can do almost nothing to the guy except run away from him. It's not the most ideal situation when you're a pause 3 and you kind of want to fight people. And he said it must have been a coincidence. Time for round 2. I cannot advise this particular judgment.
Command the ult as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I assumed that someone was going to TP when he was charging, but...
Well, people are here. Chronosphere comes out. Witch Doctor walks into it, baby. Witch Doctor ult comes out. Trying really hard to get rid of this big boy, but the more interesting story is nobody on his team cares at all. He got to just walk away for that, though. They just committed, like, so much to killing this Necro, and they didn't get him. Hell, they didn't even get him to walk back home. He's actually coming back in. The rotation is going to mid.
Again, this is a game with really low net worth. I'd be very tilted if I was tanking with this net worth.
Radiant's
Play
bottom
mid.
tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
First tower of the game going down, LD2L classic tradition of the T1 bot safe lane. Code line gonna get killed here, I'm pretty confident.
Still no level in blue.
Maybe he'll get it at 6.
Like, level 1 blur is worth 1300 gold.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant trying quite hard to find code line as Courier's going to give him away as Slizzy randomly dies to Necro mid. They're actually going to get the... Oh my god, they still haven't gotten the code line. Okay, artillery barrage coming out. This has got to do it.
Oh my god.
There we go. Again, it's just like a really non-worthwhile commitment there. Like, they do indeed get the PA in the end after, like, 5 consecutive minutes of everyone running around and their mid getting eviscerated. Meanwhile, Big Boy LaCroix comes in, gets a cleanup, gets the scythe. Gotham with the meteor hammer on my feet strategy. Unfortunately for him, the PVC pipe team is not one of those teams that just forgets you have a meteor hammer and lets that happen to them every single time. Already looking like it's going to be really hard to do anything about this big boy guy. Particular, he is very close to pipe, which is going to take away, like, it's going to be such a massive reduction in the PVC team's damage output. Oh, poor Sand King. So much comes out to try and
he's got
heal.
no levels in Sandstorm, that would...
Well, in fairness, Zeus was right there, so if he sandstorms, it just gets revealed anyway.
This is just such a bad build, I don't know. No levels in Sandstorm, it's crazy.
Yeah, even like one value level just to like, if this is not there, I might survive.
It's his most damage. Like, if you take the level 10 talent as well, it's 105 damage, so...
Well, unfortunate day to be Slizzy, who just got clowned by these two trying to dive the Necro, which is just like a comically bad idea. Okay, that was an even worse idea, though. Okay, that was an even worse idea. Spirit Breaker sees a lame bot and says the place I need to charge is into Necro's face. I don't know. I guess this is why they let the Spirit Breaker through. I must say, it feels like outside of bullying the Phantom Assassin, who's, let's just call a spade, probably not going to have the greatest impact on this game, even in the most ideal of cases. Outside of bullying the PA in particular, he's just done nothing but die, basically. Pipe is now out on the Necro.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Mechanism soon to be out on the Undying. They're positioning themselves here. I believe they might be thinking of trying to drop the Chrono on Necro here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's very low. I
And
don't think he does anything.
man, they dropped the artillery on him too.
Yeah, that
Big
was a
boy might-
brave Necro. No, the Faceless Void ult.
Wow, Necro actually lived and the Void died. They're actually charging the Necro down here. And the PVC pipe dies, Necro still lives. 3-1 and 8. Slizzy here next. Slizzy the next one to try and turn this one around, but at this point, Big Boy LaCroix is back up over half health, so all Slizzy can do is just run like hell. Fortunately, Gotham with no mobility whatsoever is not able to catch up and get the Q out, but
Wait,
I don't know how sad he is.
What's he got in the courier coming
What's
out?
he got on the courier coming out? Let's find out. The answer is boots of travel. Well,
Oh, I was gonna
gonna
say,
make
I was
it
gonna say,
fast at least.
his net worth's way higher than that. Like how? It's because 2,000 gold was in the courier.
Mechanism now out on the Undying. And now they're going to do... You remember that gigantic stack that Rofleski put together at the start of this game? Well, it's going to get none of that. They're going to drop a... drop a Death Ward there to dissuade them, but it's actually not going to do anything at all.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not the most ideal situation to be in when a Witch Doctor ult goes out and nothing stops it, and it hits the enemy team, and they don't take any damage and just ignore it, basically. Very long cooldown to, I mean, it's not the longest, but kind of uncomfortable to just use that for 0 results.
Does Crimson Guard stop damage from Witch Doctor ult?
No,
The
damage
old
block
Witch
does
Doctor
not interact with it. Does not interact on any ward type units, in fact, so it doesn't deal with like the Shadow Shaman Snakes either, which I always thought was a weird thing, weird choice, but it's a choice they went with. Specifically hard-coded not to, in fact. So it's not like some weird glitch, they very specifically decided they didn't want that to happen. Oh no! Oh my god, that was very luckily timed. Matt is still gonna get so hammered he can't participate in the fight, but at least he's not gonna die, which would have been a major disaster.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a big chrono.
Yeah, they're gonna get Gotham for it, but
Dire's top tower
the big boy still lives. Man, that would have been a super huge kill if they were able to just freely snipe the Faceless Void there. I'm not sure what popped a bunch of HP into his pocket. But something did while he was in the Necro ult.
Witch Doctor passive maybe? Well, the heal.
No, he doesn't even have a single point in it. Maybe it was a decay stack popping, like getting a decay stack falling
Yeah,
off at
yeah,
a not
no.
time. Should be kind of a heartbreaker, frankly.
God, we're gonna get a 20-minute Battle Fury.
Yeah, looking like it. Gonna get a 20-minute
Wow, Maya's
battlefield.
so greedy.
Nothing.
Rushing the MKB before a Manta style.
Gotham's gonna just randomly take a fall here. Gotham might have it in his head that he's a big boy at the top of the heap, but I promise you, there's only one big boy on this team right now. That ain't him. So positioning himself like he is the one a million miles ahead, when in reality a lot of his net worth is trapped inside of a boots of travel and a meteor hammer, which is not usually going to help him out in those kinds of situations. Kind of haughty, as they say. Sanja's now up on the Necro, looking for S&K. Shanking gonna TP in on this wayward creep. Draw out the Meteor Hammer. I was really hoping Witch Doctor would have just randomly ulted there. That would have been funny. One more kill for the Necro. pvcpipe, not in the best way. Does live courtesy of his Pipe of Insight. A nice big boy, the Scythe stack that he probably really wanted, but they get the kill either way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
As I'm getting fairly close to Blank Dagger. There's been a lot of situations on this team so far of somebody on the Radiant just barely slipping out because the old Sand King could not keep pace. This is interesting. Oh my god. Why is that camp not here? Oh my god. Oh man, oh no, they didn't get the silence out first, so Matt's gonna get away. Oh, they have a root! They have a root! Bye-bye, Matt!
Imagine if he had a Manta style. Well, obviously he wouldn't have it yet, but imagine if he was building towards a Manta style.
That's true, imagine if he was building it towards a Manta style, then he could be dead there and say at least that won't happen in the future. Sand King Blink Dagger coming out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Arcane Rune here. For as much success as the rest of his team is having, Code Lion still hasn't really found any himself. Still quite far behind his team.
Wow, Fury.
Oh, well. Here comes that exact situation I was talking about with with the Faceless Void crowing the Necro, not being able to kill him, but at least the Sand King's living inside of it and he gets to die. Being weirdly defensive here on the Gotham side. I think they still have the advantage considering nobody on the Radiant has their ults, even if they're in a 3v5. Could be a little bit more daring than this, but at the very least, nobody on their team's gonna die for that, so there's that. Would have been nice for Code Lion to like pop out, just throw a random dagger, see what he gets.
Yeah, this shit just have no control with it, the Sand King. None.
Well, the thing is, it's like, how much control do you really need when you've got the Rod of Atos and the million slows you got anyway, right? Like,
I guess it's here a lot like that. You can get the Witch Doctor maybe, but like anyone can be cookied.
anybody can be cookied, but also anybody could be knifed in the face.
Yeah, but then you go.
Anybody can be
Who's
scythed.
gonna get knifed? Who's doing the knifing? It certainly isn't PA.
Well, PA was standing like 10 inches from that fight, just decided to not do anything about it for, again, Gotham, you can't just assume they're gonna just stand on you and fight, man. You gotta, like, think about that. This is a snapfire, like, what were you hoping to get here? Still gets the kill at least, and Reaper Scythe stack comes out for Big Boy LaCroix. Typical anti-mage team fight contribution coming out here.
My kill.
Which has, gotten him both the stack, which is really nicely appreciated on Necro, and has finished up S&K. This is going to go a long way towards reversing the effects of PVC's namesake pipe. Gonna run at the PA and do nothing. So gonna run at the PA, lose like half his HP, but you know. Gotham found the W key. And he also just dropped Meteor Hammer on a tower with backdoor protection. They are in on the Skywrath, got caught up here by some vision, though Sand King ult is going to come back in. It's a little hard to see. Okay, Void is actually going to accept it, he's not going to try and queue it off. They actually...
Into a pipe.
Yeah. The Sand King actually got through the entirety of that Chronosphere. Without Sand King or the Scarab, these guys are definitely at a big disadvantage. They just have to get out. Very unfortunate situation for the Dire where it's like, nominally they still have the advantage. But like, okay, Big Boy just died. It's not great. Gold Swing just went into Radiant's favor in a big way here. 3.5k just changed hands. Not good. I feel like this is kind of, unfortunately for them, the failing of PA coming into action here. Like, PA, not only was she not in this fight, she couldn't have been in this fight. Not even a little bit. And it feels like at this point they, like, super need her to come out. Which is the worst situation to be in. Like, you desperately need your pause 1 to come out to, like, not just lose fights by a million miles, but also your pause 1 can't possibly come out. By the time she's going to be able to, this team will have lost, like, all their momentum and all the advantages that they really have, so it's kind of a lose-lose.
I mean, I feel like the Dire should just be, like, split between farm and farm them up. Like, they farm way quicker than the Viridian. Like, they've got your Battle Fury on the PA.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, I feel like that's a very difficult proposition with a Zeus and a Spirit Breaker and a Void on that team. Like, if you're anywhere kind of close to them, or if they want to try and smoke on you, they can just get picks really easily with fairly minimal input.
Yeah.
Gonna go for Tormentor here. Why did he Rod of Atos the Tormentor? It's not gonna leave, bro, I promise. Best use of Rod of Atos ever.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You never know. These tormentors be tricky.
True. Skywrath Mage gets himself his shard here, which in this game is actually going to be quite nice. Being able to build up some armor here will help keep him alive against the Faceless Void and the to a lesser degree the Spirit Breaker for a little longer, and that's something that he quite wants. Smoke coming out here on the Dire, 3-man's Sand King Undying, and the okay, well, a exploratory Zeus ult is going to ruin that. And they just found PA in the jungle here, got rid of her, just to further ensure that she has no relevance or impact in this game. And then Faceless Void is going to die. Yes, it's maxed.
She's level 16. I suppose. She has found the Battle Fury.
Yep. She's level 16, same level as Faceless Void. Very unfortunate situation there. PA was definitely not worth Faceless Void getting 100 to 0. That much is certain. And here comes the Scythe. Puts down Pohoro just to give Big Boy a Scythe stack and make that even further not worth it. 1,268 gold passes into Dire's pockets. PA gets virtually none of it, which is the unfortunate bit, but... Like, this is not going to be a game where they're going to be able to rely on the PA at all, basically. PA, in this game, the best situation that she's got is, like, at the end of the game, she comes to help the uphill. That's basically where she's at right now. Comes to help the uphill and seal the deal on finishing the match. It's very sad she got 2/3 of the Desolator and then stopped.
I mean,
Yeah,
rightfully
I think
so.
I agree, though. I think, yeah, you need to be keeping real bad.
Yeah. Radiant's going to think about reacting to this Roche attempt, but does not actually do so. Spear Breaker cancels the charge, and Reflesky just gets stomped.
Shard game for PA.
No, probably not. Basically, 3 members of this team have a passive that you'll at least at some point want to get rid of. Well, at least assuming Zeus goes for Lightning Hands anyway, which I guess he's probably not in this game, but he could.
Is that a passive or is it a toggle?
I believe it's a passive. I believe you can break, but I'm not 100% sure in fairness. Not done my homework on that since it came out. If nothing else, at the very least, even if that's not the case, getting rid of Time Lock is really good. Getting rid of Greater Brash is really quite nice as well. Void's at the edge of a chrono. PA's not in it, which in fairness, PA's going to be in every chrono. So let's just say instead of that, you know, Void jumps on the PA. If PA is able to hit that letter D key before the chrono actually comes out, then he's just not going to do anything in it. I think we're going for a heart here, which is a very big ticket item for him at this point. I think it is realistic objective, but it will be a you'll be suffering a little bit trying to get that to be done. Sand King has gotten himself a Ghost Scepter. It's just another nasty thing if they see the Chronosphere coming, though. A little hard to see the Chronosphere is not being super jump scary. Necro got himself
This
the
is a
charge.
really good nullify game for Void. Another Ghost Scepter.
He's not going for that, though. He is still working on that Manta style.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gonna clobber this T2 a bot from this dire push.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Big Boy doesn't heal his creep wave when he's pushing. That makes me sad. This is gonna drop his
Radiant's bottom tower
stupid
is
Ags
under
thing
attack.
to try and help things out, and helps out PA by giving her 125 free gold and not stopping the push at all.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, Sand King has his IBS. That's what his shard does, for the record. It gives him IBS. If you,
You
You're
just shit
curious.
all over the place.
yeah. That's the wrong reaction to PA PVC. Get hit by a dagger, immediately pop pipe. Spirit Breaker starts a charge on the Sand King. Sand King sees it coming, gets the hell out of dodge. Right thing to do. Aegis is still up, has a minute 55 left. PA though.
Really shouldn't be going Axe on Spirit Breaker this at the moment. Should just go Octarine Core.
There we go.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gotham
Radiant's
knocks out the
middle
tower here.
has fallen.
Radiant now has a enviable 1 T2. Gotham is gonna try and hit these guys here, but he's really not gonna be able to do anything on his own. Spirally, okay, yeah, I was gonna say surely Spirit Breaker isn't crazy enough to charge out on that. Trying to get bait out of the high ground. They're just not gonna be getting in anytime soon. What was that? Did somebody just choke on something? You have a near-death
No,
experience.
I'm sorry.
The hell was that? Explain to the people at home. Explain to the people at home that are worried that you're not dying right now.
Just doing a little multitasking.
Okay.
Aston Villa.
You what?
You what?
You fucking what, mate? The bro.
No swearing on your mums, please.
It's weird on my mum, bro.
This is
Oh,
a family
God.
show, can't be swearing. Aegis is gonna expire very soon here. Should just kill herself on the Tormentor, make it happen.
Radiant's courier.
Pointless, but funny.
Radiant's top tower.
Just going on the Objective World Tour here. Taking out the final tower as
Why
Aegis
did-
goes down.
Popping that. It's like he's popping the Nimbus on cooldown for no reason.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Yeah, here's
I have
a...
125 goals.
Alright, well, speaking of on cooldown for no reason, Zeusol comes out. Oh wait, no, there was a good
Okay,
reason. I was
Gotham.
just getting rid of Gotham at the bot lane. Who has now learned the hard lesson that he can literally never be alone in this game.
top tower has fallen.
Well, PA gets the BKB out here. Oh my god, okay. They're gonna prevent Void from having an unseemly, untimely death, but actually gonna get anything else. The two main members of this team all left. They both left, and everybody sticked around, and they just gave the Radiant a nice donation of Well, the gold hasn't changed over yet, but a lot of money. I think it's a deficiency in the way the Gotham team is playing this. They really cannot afford to be anything but 5 anymore against this team. Like, you cannot split, you cannot TP away, you cannot try to push out the other lanes. You've just got to commit. If they split and you react to it, you're going to die. It's as simple as that. The classic Gotham assumes that the other guy is just going to stand there and eat the Meteor Hammer thing, which only happens when Otto von Bismarck or Cranberry Sprite do it.
Skill issue.
It's so sad. It's like every time he's stunned somebody, he's immediately tried to drop Meteor Hammer. And unless the Rod of Atos comes out on Skywrath, it never works. It's a nearly 0% success rate. Heart of Tarask comes out on the Necro, as if it was not hard enough to kill him as it stood.
See, I really don't like it though. It's if you want to go survivability, go armor, and if you want to, like, I feel like sheep or something would have been better. Something to control the void, because you have literally stun on the Sand King and that's it.
They'll charge
Yeah,
up
sheep now.
the.
I think SK's just dead there.
Just gonna get Gotham again here. I do like the Death Ward on the target that has the Ghost Scepter up, but once again, just
Switcheroo,
further
wasn't it?
proof.
Oh no, it was his death board.
Yeah, it doesn't even have Switcheroo.
Then I killed Tormentor. So they wanted to kill it both of them.
Yeah, neither of these teams have done their Tormentors recently. I think so far there's only one Tormentor in the game. Oh, there we go. Manta Style comes out here for Skywrath for the Skywrath Rod of Atos. It's no longer an option. I believe that's its reveal. Oh, that's sad. The Glimmer Cape comes out at the perfect time to save the Spear Breaker there.
I feel like the game is
Over.
probably over.
Yeah. They just took out the entire enemy team. There is no buybacks, and T3 is right here. It was looking really bad, even really up until like the last fight for these guys. But, well, Gotham team learned a very valuable lesson in this game, I think. Don't be a team that can only 5-man and then randomly stop 5-manning. You cannot split to farm, you can't, like, even that is, like, kind of out of the picture at this point. Like, trying to do the GG jungle on
truly
Snake.
5-man though. Because the PA was always just in the jungle until they got the Aegis.
Yeah, well,
and then
I mean, yeah, they were 4-man for most of the game. 5-man for a few minutes when the PA came out. And I think if they stayed together instead of just splitting up, like, there were 2 consecutive fights that the PVC team swept, where everybody on the PVC team walked away with, like, 1 Necro Q's worth of health, or, like, 1 Sand King stun's worth of health when they had already left, right? Like, I think the leaving was not good on this lineup. They just needed to stick together, team. And as a result of not sticking together, team, now Faceless Void top of the net worth chart, Zeus in 2nd place. You know, just remember how bad this game started for Faceless Void as well. Like, this man at 20 minutes had no farming items, and now he's the top net worth of the server. I mean, I guess he had Mask of Madness. When you have Mask of Madness and neither Maelstrom nor Battle Fury, it's not really a farming item, even then. Supplement to another farming item is the best way to put Mask of Madness, and that's the most he had. Now he's at the top of the charts.
What is the build for Faceless Void?
Mask of Madness is a farming item from like 2015.
Yeah, there we go. Mask of Madness is a farming item. That's a great farming item if you have AoE attacks, like this guy doesn't. And the build is Black King Bar Mantis style, Mask of Madness, Monkey King Bar Power Treads, and a Crystallis in 2 Daedalus.
No, I mean, what's the actual build? Is it like the Rush Maelstrom?
Midas Maelstrom.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what Tristero did to deserve a tips. Let's see it. Oh, he saw that.
Illusion.
That's unfortunate. Matt being toxic.
No all chat. Was this the team that complained about your team?
Yeah.
PVC team.
Yeah.
No, it was the team that was the Gotham team.
I thought it was both.
Oh, maybe the PVC team.
No. It was Tristero. Tristero said that.
You're being toxic.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah,
thought
so it was
I
Gotham.
thought it
Yeah.
was Reflex.
Oh, Reflexy. Actually, you're right. Both of them did. Both of them did. Reflexy also said it too.
I've
That's what
got
happens when you're on the team with Looter.
I've had a run-in in the past with a member of the valuable, the very prestigious Scottish Dota 2 community, whose identity is going to be protected on this stream because it's a very unflattering story for him. Playing Wraith King. So the fella in the story playing Wraith King against Timbersaw. Okay, PVC going deep in here, does not realize he needs his team to do that, and dies. So he's playing Wraith King against a Timbersaw. Timbersaw throws out a Chakram. Wraith King walks forward through the Chakram, then gets cold feet, throws his stun, turns around, tries to walk out. Timbersaw, for the record, very low. So people in chat start telling him to just go in on the guy. So he walks all the way out of the Chakram, then turns around, walks right back through the Chakram. Chakram is still out. Timbersaw has now walked up to it. Wraith King spends so long, and no reincarnation on him, by the way. It's already been popped in this particular fight. It's been so long in the Chakram that by the time he gets to Timbersaw, he's already at like a third of his health. Timbersaw hits his strength to get rid of it. Everyone starts saying, well, if you're not gonna go, just leave. Because he's just kind of walking back and forth indecisively, not sure what to do. Then he dies, and he tells everybody, how am I supposed to play if you're being toxic? And that's the last time we played with that guy.
Poor Ven.
So yeah, that's Scottish Dota 2.
I mean, if you're Scottish, you should never play as Wraith King, anyway.
If you're Scottish, you should never play Dota 2.
What the fuck?
That's on God.
Code Line gonna take the Aegis again. Big Boy LaCroix gonna take the cheese. Once again, they're gonna split. It's time to try and stop Faceless Void from taking the top racks that weren't there to begin with. At the very least, Rainbow TB is gonna come out now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mid T2 falls. We're gonna circling around Reflexky here. So, gonna try and TP, is likely to succeed, yep.
Tower is under attack.
Nobody have vision on this fellow. Now they're gonna waste 10 seconds looking for the guy who's already gone. He's getting some vision up in the meantime.
Is the Faceless Void building the nullifier? Is he just not bothering?
No.
Fair.
The list.
I mean, when you're getting like VIP kills every chrono without it anyway, like no harm in not, I suppose. Daedalus is now up on him, and he has queued a butterfly just to further defy your nullifier idea.
That's right. He's gonna get crits on the ghost at the targets.
Yep. I mean, in fairness, Gotham has gone 0-0 for like 3 or 4 now on actually getting to Ghost Scepter during Chrono, so. He has an E-Blade now, so if he's not the Chrono target, he can get somebody else to, or get Void himself, perhaps, to not do any damage. Take any damage, rather.
Joe would have been really good this game, is Sanking having Agno Scepter.
Like he does, you mean?
And some levelers in Sandstorm. Oh, he has it?
Yeah.
When did he pick that up? I didn't even notice.
Most recent item.
Might be too little, too late though.
He has had it for a minute, in fairness. Sand King knows not what he's walking into, but suddenly realizes that nothing else, he's probably doing something dumb. And makes the right move here by doing what we call waiting for his team. May run into PVC Pipe, taking the Lotuses here if he wants to walk out. He's not going to, though. PA is going to take out some Illusions of Void. Witch Doctor is going to pop dust on literally nothing. PA versus Spirit Breaker. Who wins? The answer is Spirit Breaker runs away. Spirit Breaker runs away. Chronosphere coming out here. That is going to be the Aegis on PA.
Yeah, I recommend not stunning the BKB Void.
Yeah, probably the right option here. Space Cowboy, the support line, and the Spear Breaker going to go out here, but the Faceless Void is going to follow, and he doesn't have buyback. Oh no, bro. Sand King going to go down. He has got his way back. I think Big Boy LaCroix just accidentally ate cheese. No further kills here. Well, yeah, that's awkward. It's the power of getting the Aegis against the Void lineup. Perhaps, I know it's hindsight, I know I didn't call it the time, but perhaps the Faceless Void lineup should have probably been more considerate of Roche and his potential to ruin things.
Is he queued up a refresher yet on the Void?
No, he's got a butterfly
like
next.
You use a fight, you queue up refresher. He's not even doing that.
PA is now disarmed. PA is now dead. Well, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, I recommend not doing that.
That's a Healy's moment right there.
BKB available?
Just typical carry running die at Fountain.
Yep, the old Devirus special. People are coming up on the PVC lineup. They're being a little overly eager to try and turn around and get something done. Especially without Chrono up. They're just kind of walking out and dying.
Chrono's up, Chrono is up.
It is up, but it wasn't when they started that.
It's gonna be huge, it's gonna be huge. Bonk.
Gonna get rid of the Sand King. Lots of magic damage coming out from LaCroix and the Space Cowboy. Well, that's the most unfortunate undying ult you've ever seen. Also dieback on Sand King, I should say.
Well, surely this is all she wrote.
Surely. I don't know, everybody is so eager to just throw this game back and forth. Code Line, if this is how it ends for the Gotham team, I cannot imagine Code Line is going to be very happy with himself for that. Because that really does just start when Code Line just dies T4s for literally no reason. And dies for it. They're a little anxious about going uphill. Oh, awesome. Let's all play as slow as possible in a game that might go to Game 3.
I don't think it's going to get free.
Hey, you have the possibility that Void might just randomly die for no reason. He is well away from buyback.
There's no nicks in this game.
That doesn't matter. He has proven quite well that he does not need that asset to randomly die here. He's gonna walk in a big boy. No Chronosphere or anything on him, so Spoilers, he's not gonna do anything. Shark shown up at a very inopportune time, though, but... Okay, goodbye, Tristero. For Undying.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
well, yep, that's the game.
Oh, he's got buyback. But he doesn't.
Okay, no, never mind. Big Boy's gonna buy back, and then Gotham is gonna make this a game.
Did he get it off?
Why?
No, he didn't.
Why?
He's trying to cast it
Why?
now. He's trying to cast it now.
Why?
Yep, Gotham just chain stunned the entire time there.
BKB overrated.
Like, you 3 your heroes are dead, why do you TP into 5 heroes?
Hoping that Big Boy LaCroix's buyback would be enough. Even if he himself did not re-engage in the battle.
There's no tower to TP to. Oh no.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but
There's no tower to TP into except the one that's right there.
Yeah, no, but that was a BOT's TP. Cast time even.
Yeah, Gotham already TP too, so like LaCroix's TP is gonna take forever anyway.
No. But his was a BOT's TP.
Yeah, but it still counts if you TP to the. He did it to the tower.
Well,
Not surprising why.
speaking of Big Boy LaCroix, that would have been really embarrassing if that worked. PA has decided now is the most opportune time to buy back. And throw a dagger at an illusion.
I think this game, apart from the Skyriff managing it, I think the draft wasn't awful for Dire. They just played bad. They skilled the wrong things. They bought the wrong items.
Yeah, they had a lead. It looked like it was over on the other way. Like I thought Dyer had the game in the back.
Yep. Like I said, I think the real key thing is like when they were in that push at top and then 2 people TP'd out, it was like after that, and then it just happened again in the subsequent fight where they just took these 3v5s. It was like after that, they just threw away every advantage they had. It went back to what I was saying earlier, where it was like they were going to have to be waiting for PA to just come online and just take over the game for them, and by the time they get that done, they're already going to be kind of out of advantages, and that's kind of what happened. By the time PA came online, Big Boy LaCroix was half as scary as he used to be, and Gotham was not at all. They just...
the BOTs might have been a bit of a waste.
Gotham calls the G's and we're going home.
Bait his team by TPing away from the fights twice.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of did. I mean, he just... you know, it should have been the opposite. He should have unbaited his team by TPing 2 fights, I think. He had good opportunities to do that, and I think he did, in fairness, at least once or twice go for that. And that's all she wrote for Team Gotham. That's the end of this team as an institution.
Was heavily hampered by the fact that it didn't have a single legend MMR or higher core. I think it's one of the only ones.
I don't think that's necessarily like the weight on this team's neck, because I mean, frankly, let's just call a spade. Outside of the very lowest MMR in this league, it's not like the Glicko. After the Glicko, everybody's just sandbagged. Everybody's in stupid places. Everybody has badges one way or another that they don't deserve. I don't think MMR, at least from the perspective of where this season started, is really all that much of a good measuring stick. The real problem...
Man, look at this game. There's one legend in this game. Actually, 2. I think Reflexi is as well. But there's one legend core in this game. And
yeah, and
who absolutely demolished.
There's one legend core in this game, and he also almost just randomly threw out by just taking like an awful death when his team was behind with no buyback. I think the real issue was less about the MMR spread and more about the fact that they had the absolute most unenviable position possible in the fact that they had Line, who was learning Pause 1 as their Pause 1, and Gotham, who, in fairness, Gotham does play every role, but he plays mid the least. He plays mid the least by a lot, and he was running the mid for them in this game. I think it's probably not very controversial to say that the reality in which you have the Space Cowboy mid and the Line as a support is a stronger version of the Gotham lineup. I do commend him for encouraging the idea of actually learning something in the LD2L, but the downside to that is that when you have a team that has this much learning on it, then you're just going to be you're just going to have a lot of games where things are just going to kind of fall apart out of control, and that's really what kind of happened in this
Another
season.
thing about the Gotham team is that they have an average age of about 65. So they're
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah,
But
too much linen done in their life.
I think really the key to it is just like, and this is an unfortunate situation because there's a lot of teams in this season where you had a lot of people who are very far from comfort, who really had no alternative. Like the Dusty team and the Roxy team in particular are two teams where there's just nobody is even looking at something that looks like comfort. But like this team, I think they could have arranged this differently and had a more comfortable experience. The thought I had on my mind was they were probably going to just have the regular game through the season, then switch out roles for playoffs. It did not actually come out to be the case. But I don't know. This game was very winnable. This game they almost had. It was just poor strategic decision making. The decision to split at top really was just like one that just had such long term anti dividends. The decision to go under the T4 had such long term anti dividends. It just you could really see it coming out there, and I think those sorts of things are just because of the lack of comfort. Gotham doing what he did makes total sense if he's like a P4 player with a skill that shows lays back, who is not going to be a linchpin of a fight. You know, it's that sort of thing. And I mean, yeah, that's the long and short of it. And I think this team also had some unfortunate chemistry between each other. I don't think like Big Boy LaCroix and Space Cowboys are really good laying on paper. It really just did not click between the two of them. The play styles, I think, were a little too night and day. The chemistry wasn't there. Line and Tristero were like two strangers, which was not that surprising. And as a unit, it just kind of felt like there was a lot of times, even though Gotham, with Gotham, you're going to get a lot of direction. But it seems like, the most important question in the world, I've said this before, I'll say it again. The most important question in the world is why, right? Who, what, when, where, how. Very important things to know. But knowing why changes your life, and I think this is a case where nobody on the team knew why. They knew broadly what they were supposed to be doing in most games. They had literally their marching orders, but I don't think the team, I don't think the why was communicated as effectively as it should. And when you've got 5 guys who have a plan, but all of them have a very different interpretation of what that plan is supposed to actually look like in execution, you get issues like, this game, the G1. The drafting didn't help much either. I think team ended up with some unfortunate chemistry, unfortunate situations. I think this team has the gold medal in games they probably should have won but didn't. Games where they had some kind of natural baked-in advantage and they didn't bring it out. Which is a shame because this was the big Boy LaCroix comeback tour, and I feel like he kind of ended up on a team which was just, I don't know, maybe less than perhaps the befitting of the Big Boy LaCroix comeback tour. He had a lot of very good games. He had a lot of these amazing performances in games where he couldn't 1v5, if that makes sense, through this season. So it was a very sad set of days to see for these guys. But that's it for the Gotham team. I hope, I mean, I know this is going to be mean. I really hope Gotham isn't captain next season, because I really want other people to get a chance to be captain. I guess in fairness, Line was supposed to be a captain, and Gotham kind of arranged this team like he was, but still, hopefully somebody else gets a turn on the swings next time. And anything else to really say about this game? I think we kind of beat out everything to death about it.
Anything else to say? I'd have really liked to see a nullifier for Godlike map. But that's
that's why he lost. He didn't have it. Copless, what do you think about the taste of Iron Brew?
It's fantastic. I'm actually drinking a can right now.
There we go.
But on the game, I would say Space Cowboy has to actually go Saporiums.
There we go. If you, or somebody you know, wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into this season, surprisingly enough, because we've got semifinals 1 day from now. But, stand-ins still needed. Probably going to come from the pool of players, but hey, you never know, legitimately. We are popping queues left and right. In-houses are going crazy. There's always something happening, something going on. Go to ld2l.gg. Discord link takes you right where you need to be. And we'll be looking at the game that was supposed to be this week's live game, but was not, next time. Not with you guys, though, with somebody else. Sorry.